Hi everyone. Happy Monday. I can't believe my name is Laura Milligan. Thank you for joining me today. This is my weekly Facebook Live. I have three really cute cards I'm going to make for you today, featuring the Zany Zoo bundle. I'll tell you more about that in a minute, but I can't believe it's the last Monday of June. It's almost July already. Where did the month go? My goodness, time flies, doesn't it? Well, thank you for joining me today. I am going to go ahead and switch my camera view down. Um, we have two specials that are ending this month. We have a designer series paper share. Almost all of our designer series paper is 15% off through the end of June. So if you haven't picked up your favorites yet, it's a great time to take advantage of that and get those beautiful papers at a discount. And I think we all can agree that Stampin' Up! Comes up with some of the most gorgeous and fun designer series papers. So don't miss that 15% off sale. And then we have a starter kit promotion going on through the end of the month. It's $99 and you will basically be joining the Stampin' Up! Family. I heard someone explain it once as like a membership. And so if you join Stampin' Up! You become a member, and if after your first full quarter you haven't reached your quarterly allotment, or I'm sorry, you never mind, forget that. What I'm trying to say is, if after your first several months you're enjoying being a member, you can just your membership just keeps on going and going. The only time it would end is when you don't reach your quarterly minimum requirement, which is $300 a quarter. But don't forget, with that $300 you will get a 20% off demonstrator discount. So that is one of the perks. There are many perks of becoming a demonstrator, but that discount is a big perk. And if you love all of our products, can't get enough of it, you may want to think about joining our family. I would love to have you join my team. I have a wonderful team of ladies from all across the United States. Some are local, but I have some as far as California, and all over the U.S. So we would welcome you. We have a lot of fun. My team consists of some very crafty ladies, many of which just joined to be, as I call it, a happy shopper. They just wanted to take advantage of the demonstrator discount, and that is completely fine. If you want to build a business, earn a little bit of extra cash, I can certainly help you and guide you in steps to make that happen. So think about that. So the designer paper share, and then also joining the Stampin' Up! Family and my team. So for $99, you get to select $155 in product of your choice, which is amazing. When I signed up, I think my starter kit was about $250, and we were not able to select everything we wanted. I think we had a little bit of choice in like our ink colors that we wanted in our starter kit, but now you can totally customize it and get exactly what you want, which is pretty cool, I think. So please reach out if you have any questions, but if you're thinking about it, don't wait too long, because this special and the designer paper sale goes away at the end of June. Okay, that's a lot of talking. I'm going to switch my camera down. And here's just a little flyer to remind me that I wanted to mention this. So it's $99 and you get $155 of product of your choice. It can be anything. It can be all paper. It can be all inks. It could be an assortment of blends or new inks. If you haven't gotten the new ink colors yet, it's a great, great deal. So don't forget about that. I have a couple cards to share with you. Okay, so let's see who's here. I see a lot of people. There's Terry, Colleen, Sarah, Carol, Debbie Gibbons, Michelle, Marla. Hi, everybody. Thank you so much for joining me. So I have three cards to share with you today. One is from my friend Tanae, and she used the Queen Bee bundle, and I love this. Of course I love it, right? What's not to love about this? I thought it was so pretty. I love the vellum wings. I always love that, with this beautiful paper. And then the honeycomb. She used the honeycomb. Actually, I think it was called Hive embossing folder, and kind of tore the edge. I thought that was really, really pretty. And then I got this card from Sarah, who we refer to as Gran, but she used the Zany Zoo bundle and made this really cute card. It's a fun fold. Look at the flap of her envelope. I'm actually going to copy this idea for one of the cards I'm making for you today. So thank you for that, Gran. And then I got a very special card from my great niece, Samantha, and I'm sure she made this herself. I believe this was from, I'm not sure I think this was a paper pumpkin kit, but I'm not sure. But she put this on. She loves cupcakes, so he's holding a cupcake. And then on the inside, she signed her name. She just finished first grade. And then she put amazing. And let me tell you, this whole banner is sticky. There's like a border of glue around it, which I love because that reminds me of the days when I used to go help my kids at school for like the room mother events, and they loved the glue. So it looks like Samantha likes the glue, which is really fun. So that was sweet. Okay, so let me show you what we're going to do today. So I want to show you, this is the Zany Zoo Sweet Collection. I'm going to be featuring that today. So cute, so fun, adorable animals, perfect for men, women, children, people of all ages. And I always like to point out that for the suite, they make it easy because you can just write down one number, 161319. You get everything you see on the opposite page. So you will get the DSP, this bolt of ribbon, it's a double pack of ribbon, and then the stamp set and coordinating dies. So you will get the bundle at the bundled price. So you do save 10% on that. But I love that they do these suites like this because it just makes it easy to order. Because don't you want everything when you buy products? You've got to get the DSP, right? And you need the ribbon that coordinates. So you kind of need to get it all, and they make it very easy to order. So let me show you. The paper is 12 by 12, but I've cut this 6 by 6 just to show you. And look at all these cute little critters. Like here's one with a camera. Look at this little guy catching butterflies, a skunk with a bird. So let me show you these. Look at the hippo, a dancing hippo, ballerina. Frogs, here's a beaver playing the drums, a turtle singing. Here's more cute ones. Look at the hedgehog painting a heart on an easel. Here's a sloth. He's like meditating or something. That's really fun. So all these critters. Here's the one that Gran used for her card. And these. And then let me show you the back side. So there's this black and white, which we all have black and white, right? That, and that. So we have some white with black and then black with some white designs on it. I think it's really, really pretty. Love these critters though. I think they're just way too cute. They make you smile, and we can never smile enough, right? Okay, so I have 3 different cards. And let me just pull the first one out. Get my little packet. So I always like to start out with something a little bit simple. And then we'll kind of go from there. So I have all my parts and pieces, and I will be providing a PDF with all these measurements. It will go up on my blog normally on Tuesday. I try to do that the day after I go live. But I have my thick basic white card base, 5.5 by 8.5. I'm going to score that. Give that a nice crisp fold. And then I'm going to start, I think I'll start with the stamping. So I'm going to take this piece, and I am using, let me show you the stamp set close up as well, because I think it's always different when you see it life size as opposed to just a little snippet in the catalog. But this is the stamp set. It has all these cute little critters, some music notes, something great to celebrate you, You're too wonderful and happy birthday to you. And then here's some confetti. Okay, what could be cuter than an alligator? Maybe it's a crocodile, I don't know, but riding a bike with a basket of flowers on the front. How cute is that? And then these are the coordinating dies. This is like a little curtain, so you could do like the dancing hippo ballerina and cut two of these curtains like she's coming out on stage. There's a cute little scallop edge here. I love that. There's trees, there's flowers, balloons. There's a lot of really good dies in this set. So I'm going to use the raccoon and the balloons for this. So I'm using, let me scoot this over a little bit and up. And I need to mention, because I forgot to, if you use this code this week through the end of the month, which is Friday, I will send you the packet, the card kits, to make these 3 cards. Now, it doesn't include stamped images because that is against Stampin' Up! Policy. Okay, so I'm just going to stamp that. I'm going to give it a nice press, and that looks good. And now I'm just going to add a little bit of color. I've got Stampin' Blends here. So I'm going to start with, this is Light Lemon Lime Twist. And here's Dark Lemon Lime Twist. I'm going to start with the dark and just put a little of the dark color around those lines on the balloon, because I think that's kind of a trick or a tip from Stampin' Up! To put dark there. Anytime you see lines like that, that's where like maybe a shadow would be. So you want to make those a little bit darker. And then I'm just going to fill in with my light. Like that. So there's my first one. I'm going to do 2 in, this is Pool Party. I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to just highlight that line like that. And I normally, our blends have 2 tips, a brush tip and then the bullet tip. I normally use the bullet tip. For me, I feel like I have more control. I feel like sometimes when I use that bigger tip, unless it's a really big area that I'm coloring in, I just prefer the bullet tip. And it's a pretty light touch. You don't want to press down too hard. Okay, and then the last balloon is going to be light petal pink. Light and dark petal pink. Whoops, that's light, so I'm going to start with the dark. Okay, so there we have that. There's our balloons. And then I'm just going to use my light basic black to color in the raccoon's mask. Because I think most raccoons have a black mask. I'm just going to be careful. Okay, so there's our little masked bandit. So cute. Okay, I'm going to set all my blends aside. And then I'm going to just take a word stamp from the set called Something Great to Celebrate You. And I don't think I got that out yet. Nope, here it is. And you know, I like to angle my words. It just helps me get, for some reason, it helps me get them straight. So I'm going to just center this on here. Okay, looks pretty good. And then I'm going to take my paper snips I'm going to angle it like that. And then I'm just going to put it together. I'm going to close this up and take my basic white base. And first thing I'm going to do is add a strip of Pool Party. a rectangle, I should say. It's not really a strip. I'm going to center that on my card. I'll get my glue. Put that there. And then I have a little strip of the DSP. I love this floral print. And you can see here's the little critters on the back. Here's a lion roasting a marshmallow over a campfire. So cute. Okay, and then I'm going to center this from the top and the bottom. Just like that. This card, like I said, goes together pretty quickly. And I for one, I mean, I am all about a quick and cute card. Nothing wrong with that, right? And I'm just going to angle this just a little bit like that. And then I'm going to take our little raccoon and he's going to go there. I'm going to pop him up. So let me get my dimensionals. We love our dimensionals, don't we? And, you know, we always talk about how we find the backings of these everywhere. I've had people come to my house before to stamp and they tell me that they've actually found these backings out on my sidewalk. I think people carry them out with them on their way out the door and they don't even realize it. So, all right, so I'm going to put this here. That's going to be straight on there. Okay, just like that. I'm going to take my words. And this is just going to go right up there. Well, you know what? I'm going to have to cut this a little bit. Hold on. I'm going to get an old pair of paper snips out because this has glue on the back and I do not want to get glue on my new paper snips. You know how I'm always talking about my new paper snips. I don't want to get those all glued up. No, 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 no. That would not be good. Okay, so there we have that. And then I took a piece of ribbon. This is the bolt of ribbon that comes with this suite. And it has really cute ribbon. There's a pink stripe and then this green, like it looks like a stitching, I would call it. And I'm going to just tie a knot. And actually, I'm going to tie, yeah, and then I'm just going to put this like this, pull the ends that way. Oh wait, now I'm using my old paper snips. Okay, so watch the difference. You saw me part of the problem with that was it had glue on it. But look at that, how great that is. Trim that up just a little bit. I love my new paper snips. You do not want to use those with glue. Okay, and I'm going to take this and my glue dots. And I think I have a big long strip here that I need to just tear off. Okay, and I'm going to just put this knot here. And that just is a fun little bow or a knot of thread holding all these balloons together. Then I'm going to do some embellishing, and let me find my gems. Here they are. So this is my gift for the month. If any one of you place an order with me and use this host code, you will get a pack of these with a hand stamp card from me in the mail as a thank you. And also then, of course, if you use this code this week, you will get this pack of cards that I'm making today, all 3 of them, sent to you as well. So I'm going to take my Take Your Pick tool. These are the 2022-2024 in color pearls. Love the colors. And I'm just going to use this green color and just add, let me slide this over. I keep wanting to go to my right, I guess. Okay, and I'll put one here, like that. And then I think I'm going to put the last one just right there, kind of like that. So that's just kind of fun. Now, I'm not done with this. Let me show you what I did on the inside. So I took a smaller panel, 4x5 1/4 of basic white, and then I stamped this turtle who is singing happy birthday to you with some musical notes, and I colored this with my blends. That is Lemon Lime Twist and Pool Party. And the reason I put an insert in here is because, as you know, our blends saturate the paper. That's why they're so fun, and they add such great color to our images, but they will totally saturate the paper. And so by doing this on a 1/4 panel, I avoided, you can kind of see, this was my first time I did it, you can sort of see some of that ink coming through. So then I remembered, okay, I need to do it on a 1/4 panel. So that's that. And then I wanted to show you, I'm going to set this aside a minute. I'm going to make an envelope to go with this. And I need to check my measurements. Okay. And I will put these on the PDF as well, so you can duplicate this if you want. And you could do this with any paper, but obviously I just chose this. Now my plan is to use, this would be the side of the envelope that would be out, that would show, but how cute would this be? And I think if you use this as the outside of your envelope and put a label on it, which is what you would have to do on this side too, I think you could mail it this way. So I may do it right now with this side out, and this would also be cute to just hand to someone. If you're going to see someone and you're taking them a card, you could do it that way. Okay, so I'm going to get my paper trimmer out. And let's see, I'm going to put it this way. So this paper that I'm starting with is 7 1/4 by 12. I'm going to pull the arm of this out. I'm not sure if you're going to be able to see all of this. I got my camera view pretty tight today. Let me move some of this stuff out of the way though and see if I can move it so you can see most of it. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to take the short side and I'm going to score that at 2 inches. If you don't have our paper trimmer, it's really great. It comes with, let me show you these. It comes with 2 blades. The black or dark gray blade is for cutting, and then the gray blade is for scoring. So I'm going to do some scoring. I'm going to score this at 2 inches. And when I'm doing this, I do go down and back. You don't want to press too hard though, because when you're doing this, especially with designer paper, because you don't want to cut through the paper. And then I'm going to score the same way, the same short side at 6 1/2. Okay, I'm going to turn it, and on the long side, I'm scoring at 3 1/4. And 9. So slide this all the way over to 9. It's actually really simple. And I've made this before on Facebook Lives, but I think sometimes it's just fun to have a review, and sometimes I forget about different things, ways to do things, and so it's just like a little refresher. Okay, so I'm going to cut these corners out. I'm going to go straight across here, and then this one, that. So I'm going to cut all of these out. If you want to angle this just ever so slightly, you can. Okay, and then this one, I don't know if you can see the score lines, but they're actually pretty easy to see on this white side. Okay, I'm going to cut this. And then I'm going to cut this bigger piece here. Just right up to, there's just like the 4 corners, the paper, and if you want to fold it like that, if you need to see it better, you can do that. Sometimes it depends on the paper you're using. Some papers are easier than others to see these score lines. Here. Okay. Then I'm just going to fold this all up on these score lines. Okay. And this would be, this is going to be the bottom. You know what? Yeah, so this, it would be like this. If you want that part to show, which would be super cute, I'm going to do it the other way. Actually, this part, yeah, this part is the bottom, so I didn't do it right to put those cute little critters there, but I'm going to angle this paper a little bit because it's going to help it lay flatter. I could have done it while I was actually cutting them out, but I think sometimes it's easier to just do it after. Okay. This just helps it lay a little bit flatter. Do you like to make your own envelopes? I think it's fun, especially with our great designer paper. It's fun to have a card that coordinates. And then this, let's see, I think I can probably get away with not angling those. Let's see how it does. I'm going to grab my bone folder. That'll help as well. I'm going to go ahead and just fold these real crisp. It does make a difference. I mean, you know, if I'm in a hurry sometimes, I think, oh, I don't need to get my bone folder out, but it really does help you get a nice crisp fold. Okay, and then I'm just going to fold these in. These sides are going to go like this. This is going to tuck up here, and then this will be my flap that I'll close for the back. So what I'm going to do is just put a little bit of glue here. You don't want to get too close to the edge because you don't want it to seep over. You want to be able to put something in this envelope, right? Okay, and then I'm going to put some glue on this little flap for the bottom. And then that'll be my top. So this is what it's going to look like on the front. And let me pull this out. So there we have a cute little matching envelope, and the critters are upside down in there. I probably should have thought that out a little bit more, but you kind of get the idea. And, you know, depending on what designer paper you're using, it may or may not even have a pattern. So then it doesn't matter as much, but this one does. But this works, I think it's really cute with this matching envelope. You definitely should try to make envelopes. And I will tell you, my sister-in-law, Nancy, every card she makes, she includes, or it never comes in a regular envelope. It comes in a handmade envelope only. So, all right, there's card number 1. So let's go on to card number 2. This one is sweet, and it's a fun fold. Let me clean up my scraps here. Give me 1 second. I start out with a clean surface, and then as I go through this, my work area gets smaller and smaller and smaller. But so there we go. All right. So this next card, let me get all these pieces out. It's really cute. And so what I did for this, this is a 4 1/4 by 11 card base, and this is Pool Party. And so I got to check my measurements. And again, these will be in a PDF available to you on my blog, hopefully tomorrow. And I am going to go ahead and score this at 5.5. So I'm using my, let me turn this so you can see. Okay, there we go. I'm using my scoring blade, scoring it at 5.5. Now I'm going to use my cutting blade, and I am going to cut at 2 1/4. Let me double check it. 2 1/4. And I'm going to take I need my cutting blade. I'm going to take this blade right to the 5.5 mark, which is right there. Let me make sure I got it right. Yep, it's right there. And it's also where I made the score line. So I'm going to go right to that score line, but I refer to the measurement there where it says 5.5. And then I'm going to turn, and I am going to go down to that 2 1/4, which is right there, and just cut this off. And hopefully it's going to meet. Yep, that looks pretty good. Okay, this piece I don't need it for this card, so I'm just going to set that aside. I'll use that for something else. So this is going to be our card base. It's kind of a fun little fold. I thought so anyway. Okay, so here is our card base, and I am going to start with first thing I'm going to do is take this is 4 by 5 1/4. I'm going to mount that on the inside of my card. Okay, so there's that. Then I'm going to take these 3 pieces of DSP, and these are cut 1 1/2 by 2. And what I'm going to do is just position them on the top of this so they will show, whoops, and I got sticky fingers today. They will show when this front flap of the card is closed. So I'm going to just eyeball these to get them positioned kind of as evenly spaced as I can. One, and then this one. And what you could do with this flowered paper is take a marker or a blend and fill in the centers of the flowers with the color. You could color the leaves green. You could do a lot of coloring. I chose not to on this, but it would be really cute. All right, so we have that there. And that is just eyeballed, but it looks pretty good. All right, so I'm going to give that a press. And then I have a little piece. Okay. I took a little piece of white, and I've used, this is a new embossing folder. It is called Exposed Brick, and it is in our annual catalog. It's new to this catalog, and it's a really cool pattern. You can see the look of some bricks and then just some texture, and I thought that would look kind of cute with this. I originally just had a plain piece of the basic white, but I thought it needed something else, so when in doubt, I decided I would emboss it and add a little bit of texture. So I'm going to go ahead and put this on next. I tell you, these critters in this Zany Zoo collection, I just think they are adorable. Okay, so I'm going to center this, and I'm just carefully just eyeballing again, but lining it up with this 4 by 5 1/4 white panel that I have on the inside of my card. So that's going to line up with that. Okay, then I took my dies, and this adorable little ballerina is cut directly from the designer paper. And so there are several dies, of course, in this bundle that do cut directly from the paper. There's the raccoon. I think that's the I forget which one that one is. There's the turtle singing. I think this one might be the skunk holding a camera. I'm not sure about that one. And then here's the ballerina. And that's the one I use. So she is cut directly from the paper. Look how cute. She is just adorable. All right, so what I did was I have 2 circles, and I am going to just glue them together. It's going to go right there. So I'm going to start by gluing my white to the blue, like that. And then I am going to grab some gingham ribbon. I thought that was I thought this ribbon looked really good with this. So I am going to tie a bow. Don't want too big of a loop. Oh, you know, wait, I twisted it. Let me try again. Okay, so I'm going to pull this in just a little bit and get my paper snips. Trim those edges, and I'm going to take a glue dot. I like to pull these loops down, and I'm just going to put a glue dot on the knot. And I'm going to just put that about right there. I'm kind of guessing. I think that'll be okay. Let's see. Yeah, that'll be just fine. So then what I'm going to do is take our little ballerina, and I'm going to take some dimensionals, and I'm going to try to find, yeah, here are my, I'm going to put a mini dimensional down by her feet, because it's a pretty small area there. And then I can use just a regular dimensional at the top. But I love that we have the different sizes of dimensionals. And did you realize we even have black ones? The black ones come in a packet with the regular size dimensionals and the mini dimensionals, which are kind of cool. Sometimes you need the little ones, and sometimes you want, you know, black. If you're using like dark cardstock, you may not want the white to show behind your popped up layer. Okay, so I'm going to put her there. Isn't she so cute? And then this is going to be positioned here. Now what I need to be careful of, a couple things. I don't want to put a dimensional here. That's what I did when I was making this card. I'm like, yeah, that's not going to work because it's going to be offset. It's going to be higher here than on the other side. So I don't want to put a dimensional in this area. I also don't want to put anything up on this top half of this circle, because then I'll be sticking my card shut and it's not going to open. So I'm going to just kind of guess, and I like these. I'm going to try to squeeze these so they go down like that, but it's okay if they don't. So I'm going to put a dimensional here and here. And hopefully when I'm done, I'll be able to open this card. So we put one there by her feet, and then one just a little bit higher. And sometimes what I do when I have a bow like that is to take my glue dots, which are right here, and I'm just going to pull one off, stick it on there, and position this just like that. Okay, so she's sitting there just right. Put that there, and then I want to add a little bit of embellishment. I have cut flowers. Oops, I just lost one. Flowers from the die that comes with this set, and there are actually two. There's a large flower and then a smaller flower, and the center of them cuts out so you can see the white shining through, which exactly matches the designer paper. I thought about putting a gem on that, but I kind of liked the white. I like white things. I like white crisp cards. So I'm going to go ahead and put a couple of these flowers. I'm going to do a big one. Here. And then two little ones. Just a little dab of glue on these. These are pretty little flowers. There. Okay, whoop, I got sticky fingers. Okay, so there's the front, and then for the inside of the card, this is one of those cards where you don't have to write a lot. If you want to write more, you could put a piece of white cardstock over there to write more. You could also put a white, well, you could write on the back of this, but you could also put like a white 4x5 1/4 on the back to write there. But okay, and then I'm going to take the words. I thought with that cute ballerina, you're too wonderful, you're too T-O-O wonderful. I'm going to go ahead and stamp this. And I'm just going to do that right in the center there, like that. And then I just added one more flower And I'll just put this, whoops, I think it goes that way. There's the back. I'm just going to add a dab of glue on the back of this. Just really a teeny, teeny bit of glue. Just going to put that right there. So that is my second card. I thought about adding some embellishments. I probably could put some here. I could put some here around this, but I kind of liked it just the way it was. I feel like the flowers are the embellishments in this one. But I thought this was a fun little bit different fold for a card. So that is my second card. And then I have one more. And this one is, oh my gosh, and where is it? Hold on. I think it's buried alive. Give me a second here. Here it is. Yep, it's buried alive. This one was inspired by Gran. I just got her card in the mail. Let me show it to you again because hers is so cute. I just got her card in the mail. I love the bright colors that she used and the ribbon. And so she kind of inspired me to do my next card. So thank you, Gran. I think she's watching now. And Gran, happy belated birthday wishes. I hope you had a great birthday. All right, so this card, it's fun because it's like a card on a card. And so I got some circles cut. These are from the So Stylish dies. And I'm going to start with a card base. This is Lemon Lime Twist. It is 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. And then I have a panel of the designer paper. It is 4 by 5 1/4. So I'm going to go ahead and attach that. Okay, seriously, you guys, how cute are all of these, but look at this. Look how cute that is. And then the turtle singing, the frog playing the flute, just too cute. Too cute. Okay, let me make sure that's straight on there. I'm just centering that on there as best I can. And then I have this This is going to be my card. So like this is, well, the card on the card, I guess. So I have this little strip. It is cut, I think it is 2 1/4 by 10 1/2, and then scored at 5 1/4. So it's going to fit right on the designer paper panel. Okay. Okay. So then I thought about, there's so many, you could use a different pattern on this, but I thought I would just keep it the same. So I'm going to attach a piece of designer paper that's going to fit right on there. It's 2 inches by 5 1/4. So it's going to go, it will be flush with our little card that's going on the front. And then I'm going to go ahead and adhere this on the back. And Gran centered her card. I decided to put mine a little bit off center, a little bit to the left, just to switch it up a little bit. Just like that. I'm going to give that a press. Okay. And okay, so then I'm going to do my stamping. I have one of these little circles from the So Stylish dies. They have like paper piercing around them, which I really like. And this one I thought would be a good birthday card. You'll know why when you see what image I used, but I'm going to go ahead and stamp that. Okay, happy birthday to you. And I'm going to set that aside. And for my focal point, I am going to take this big piece of designer paper, and let me see, where is the guy that I'm looking for? Oh, there he is. Okay. There's so much on here, I can't always see what I'm looking for. I'm looking for this little koala bear juggling cupcakes. And so what I need to do is trim this up a little bit, just close to the elephant, so that I can get in there with my punch. I'm using the 2 3/8 inch circle punch. And I love, anytime we can die cut So here's what I'm doing. I'm positioning this, and I'm just going to punch that little koala bear out. Anytime we can die cut or even punch shapes from these cute designer papers is a win in my book, because it just makes it so easy. I love when Stampin' Up! Does that for us, right? They just make our job easier. I don't know if you could call this a job, but our fun. So I'm going to mount her on this circle, which is Lemon Lime Twist. I thought it needed a pop of color, and it kind of coordinates with the, well, it's the same as the card base. So I'm going to take my dimensionals and pop this up. It's going to put, I'll just do 3 like that. Okay, and I'm going to center this on there, and I like that you can see that paper piercing around that edge. I think that's cute. And I'm going to go ahead, she's going to go on there. What could be cuter than a koala bear juggling cupcakes, really? And so what I'm going to do for this is going to hang over the edge a little bit. And so I'm just going to put some glue right down the center of my circle so that I don't get glue anywhere that I don't want it. And I'm going to put her about right there, like that. Give that a press. And then I'm going to take this little banner shape, and this banner shape, I'm going to put it right there, but I just want to show you it is a part of these dies. And I just thought that was so cute. So I thought this would be cute up here. I'm going to go ahead and attach that with my glue. Like that. And then I'm going to take my happy birthday circle and pop that up. You're right, the paper is adorable. It just makes you happy. Like, who wouldn't want to get a card like this in the mail? Okay, so I'm going to just center that on there. And then I'm going to take my Lemon Lime Twist ribbon, which has been buried alive. Here it is. And I'm going to just cut a piece and tie a bow. And I want to make sure that this is flat and not twisted on the back. There we go. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead, and what I think I'm going to do, usually when I try to tie a bow like this, I don't always get the ribbon tight enough. So what I do is tie it in a knot first and pull that tight, and then I know that the wraparound part is tight, and then I'll go ahead and tie a bow. I try to think of ways to make it easy. Okay, go ahead and pull this. That looks pretty good. You can always kind of fuss around with your ribbon and get it how you want it. Like that. Okay, and now I'm just going to angle, just going to clean this up a little. You know what, I'm going to do this again because I want my bow to go a little bit more at an angle rather than straight across. So I'm going to pull, instead of pulling it straight, I'm going to pull it at an angle like that. And you see the difference? See how now my bow is more angled rather than straight across? And that, I like that look on this card because I think it fills up some of this space better. So what I do, I pull the loops of the bow in the direction I want it to go. Okay, so there we have that. And then I didn't do anything on the inside of this, but what I thought about doing, which we could do, is the confetti. And to stamp that, do you think we should? Why not? I think I have a little block here that'll fit on. Let me see if I have my Lemon Lime Twist ink over here. Do I? I don't, but you know what? I'm gonna use Parakeet Party. I think I can get away with that. And I just thought it would be fun. So let's add this confetti. And I think I'm just going to kind of fill up this whole thing. I'll do 5. I'll make it an uneven number. That's always good. And then you would just write a little message there. I didn't leave a lot of room to write a message. Maybe it's just, with love from Laura or whatever. But so there is that. And then I wanted to add a little bit of an embellishment. And I decided to use the blue gem. And I'm just going to put it right there, like that. Okay. So there is our third card. I don't think you can make a card with this suite that isn't cute, right? I see all your comments. So cute, so cute. I agree. I just think it's a adorable suite. Let me bring in my 3 cards here. So this one is kind of a card on a card. This one is a fun fold with kind of a unique layout or different layout. Some of you have probably seen that before. And then my first one was this one with the raccoon, and then of course the matching envelope. So these are the 3 cards, and like I said, if you place an order with me, an online order this week using this host code, I will be happy to send you a kit to make these 3 cards. So I hope that you will consider doing that. Don't forget about the DSP sale. You can get this paper through the end of June at 15% off. So I know when we had that free shipping, I got a couple packs of this paper because I just think it's too cute. So thank you, everyone. There's my cards. Thank you all for watching today. It was fun. I hope you enjoyed it too, and I look forward to next time. So don't forget, the DSP sale ends at the end of the month, as does our sign-up special. I would love to have you on my team. It's a great deal. It's always a great deal. It's really the best deal. Purchasing the starter kit is the best deal in our catalog all the time. But every once in a while, we have additional perks to joining. So this would be a good month to do that. I would love to have you. Please reach out if you have questions. And until next time, I hope that you have a great week. And as always, I hope you have time to be creative today. Thank you so much, everyone. Bye-bye.